problem because there's so many, like we kind of all feel like this to some extent, but imagine how like other people feel, where it's like,
Bro,
damn,
we
like
see we see all these OnlyFans like girls making all this money, like millions of dollars, and then but I
yeah.
don't even know a single person that pays for
Nah,
OnlyFans.
the thing is you do because people are like kind of low key about it.
Yeah, they're low
Like
key. They're not.
that's what I've
Yeah, they're not
realized. I'm
talking
like,
about
damn,
it.
I don't know anyone, and then I'm like, you know what? I definitely
People are
do.
not talking
They're just
about
not
it.
advertising it.
Yeah.
Um, because like obviously there's stigma around it as being the person who's buying it. Um, but there's no way none of us are close with somebody who
I
does
mean,
that.
yeah.
Like
If
it's just
someone
like
like
impossible.
I don't know if you're familiar with Sophie Rain or whatever, but she made
Yeah,
like
she's making 80 million.
Almost like LeBron's salary or something is like the talk of
Yeah.
how much
And the
she.
thing is, and like this is the part that made me like realize this was like a huge opportunity. If you go on Instagram and you scroll, the number one and number two ads, let's call them ads because some of them aren't actually ads, are number one is gambling. Like you'll see the stake logo, you see the rain bag, you'll see like all those things. That's literally what they offer every single streamer, every single content creator. And then number two is kind of like the OnlyFans type ads where they can't actually advertise it, but like you know what they're doing by
Yeah,
with the
they're
videos,
just
like it's like
hiding it,
very
but they're
obvious
doing it well.
and it's like link in
Yeah.
bio, like you know what I mean? So that's literally number one and number two. And like the Zoomers are like that's all they're consuming, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
I
I
think,
mean,
yeah. I mean, I think about it like a little bit. It's pretty similar to the GLP-1 industry. I mean, right? You have this massive problem that's completely systemic with our food sources, with the way that like everything is structured. Is you have a majority of obese people. You know, again, it's just like it's systemic at this point. It is in
yeah,
the system of American living, and so that's beginning with all of this addiction around whether it be pornography or or gambling. But the most successful version of solving this problem, if for example in like the obesity, it's not the gyms, it's not the weight loss centers, even it's not like the camps or that. It ends up being the easy pill you can take. And so from a business perspective, I think they're actually quite similar in that the
yeah,
problems are like you're up against these billion-dollar industries. Like the food industry is not going to suddenly change the way it works to be healthier or better for people. It's maximizing profit. And it's the same with these kind of gambling, pornography sites. So what is your best wedge into that market? Is it similar like weight clinics or weight loss camps or things like that? I think it comes back to like, well, if you look at the most successful versions of these, it's the people who can offer that almost
yeah,
like magic pill solution in a really
yeah.
user friendly way.
yeah.
You know what's crazy
I don't
too?
know enough about just a quick I don't know enough about like those drugs to know if they actually work. The thing with GLP-1s is that they actually work because they physically constrict. So it's like it's so funny because there's all these like weight loss drugs forever, and none of them worked until like they had one that like made someone's like I don't know if I mean it's more technical than this, but like essentially make your stomach or the thing that the intestine whatever smaller so that you can't physically eat as much, and like that was really the only one that worked. So I don't know if there's something like that. I have to take a
Well,
look,
it's
but
how you want to go about it. Is like, I mean, dude, I know like I've been in the affiliate marketing space for like 4 to 5 years now, and people, the number one affiliate offer is weight loss products. It's all bullshit, but people are making a ton of money. It's like, do you want a lucrative, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to go into a lucrative business like that, or you can be like selling some like addictionless pill or something, or you can,
yeah,
make these. It depends how you want to go about it. I don't,
yeah, yeah.
um,
Whatever it is, I would only want to do it if it's like actually working, just like out of
yeah,
principle.
no, for sure.
But yeah, I mean this was really good insights. Do you guys want to jump over and talk about like the markets real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
bro,
I mean
Iran
from my
hit
side,
27.
what?
Iran hit 27.
No way.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you serious?
26. Yeah, it's up 15% after hours.
No way. Bro, I literally was like, yeah, don't worry about iron, it's good. When it like literally started tanking at like 23 and now it's at 27. Wow.
Yeah, it hit like
Bro, I'm so
27,
sick. I literally like
30
was like,
or
yeah, I
something.
should probably full port at $5.50 because this is going to like
I
30
should
$40
full
at least. And I didn't full port, unfortunately. That was like honestly,
Yeah,
like
they're doing
I
well with
just
the
so obvious.
they're doing well with the GPU expansion and like going about that model and stepping away from Bitcoin mining, which is kind of nice to
Yeah, that's been
see.
the writing on the wall for a while. Let me look at NBIS because they're in the similar space. Yeah, NBIS is strong. I mean, obviously not ripping after hours, but 15% move iron after hours is actually insane. Um, wow. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was like, I'm up like 1,000% plus on multiple contracts, but it's just like that was really one of the most obvious, like, easy plays I think we've ever had. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I think
April
they totally
was like
separated
550.
themselves from Bitcoin and like the way Bitcoin moves too. So it is kind of a I am looking to hold it longer rather than like playing it with Bitcoin. It seems
Yeah,
like they're just totally like stepping away from that whole business model.
yeah. I'm not considering any trims or anything until at least $30. Um, wow, it's so funny. Its IPO price in November 2021 was $28. Literally never went more than that ever. And its chart it went all the way down to $1. Now it's back up to 27. That's
Went down to
crazy.
$1. Wow.
Yeah, back in 20
Yeah.
in December of 2022, yeah, hit $1.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. There's so many gems in this market nowadays. Like you seen with Build-A-Bear, like Petco is up like, 15% after hour. I don't know what it is now. Um, what is it right now? Yeah,
You're talking about
Petco's up
Wolf?
17%. Yeah, Wolf is up 17% after
Wow.
hours. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like you found
bro,
Rich Tech Robotics
bro,
at like
Petco, like
$2.
look at Petco. That's exactly kind of the Build-A-Bear situation. Like listed in January, it's very similar. Listed in 2021. Honestly, we kind of maybe have to do some research of like finding companies that were really hot in 2021, tanked, and now kind of like checking out when they're going to be bottoming. Because like Petco kind of bottomed in May of 24 to like $1.50, but relative to their IPO price of $18 4 years ago, I mean, it's at 380 after this like 20% move today. Stuff like
I saw
Build-A-Bear
some.
Workshop, stuff like Petco, like Legacy. Everyone knows Petco, everyone knows Build-A-Bear. Like people don't shop there probably, but these legacy brands have like a ton of value. I'm actually really surprised that Petco, like it was trading. I mean, it's still trading at below $1 billion. I mean, the brand of Petco itself is worth hundreds of millions. So, I think there's like this like big opportunity in legacy brands. Wow.
I saw someone talk about GoPro
I
recently. They were like pretty
yeah.
bullish about it, but I forgot what exactly it was. I think they're pivoting.
I want to I've been keeping an eye on GoPro. Again, I think the brand, oh shoot, it's up this year. Damn, it was at 50. Bro, I'm telling in April GoPro was at 50 cents. It's at $1.64
Yeah,
now.
it's already up. It's already up over 3x.
But like look at the max. It's down 95% all time since 2014. It hit a
Yeah.
high of
I mean,
like
if you bought on the April lows, it was like 43 cents. Now it's all $1.65.
yeah. Yeah, I think honestly if we put our heads together, I would not be surprised if we hit at least one to two of these like crazy 10x stocks a year. Like it just seems almost possible for us to miss them. Like we've all hit like I've hit like four or five in the last like year. Josh, I know you've hit some. I know Dakota's hit some. Um, Justin, you just got
This year
into
was
this.
like, this year was kind of like, I don't know about this year, but over the last few years, I mean, it's been like Nvidia, Palantir,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, ones that we got in a little late, like Iran, I would, um, but yeah, I mean, there's opportunities like there's crazy opportunities. Like there's opportunities all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
gotta dive
GoPro
deep.
might be one to keep an eye on. I just have to research like what they're doing, but like it's such a powerful brand. that like GoPro is synonymous for action camera. Although people don't really use GoPros anymore because
They have to pivot into something. I mean,
yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's just something I have to look more into. But something like GoPro, honestly, right now would not be maybe a bad time. It's still trading at like a dirt cheap, like it's at a 267 million market cap. Um,
I mean,
Interesting.
I don't know their numbers or anything, but
Yeah, me neither.
um, yeah.
Ulta, just a quick thing. Ulta is kind of weird. It like ripped after hours. I'm glad I sold a few more shares at like 560 because now it's like coming back down to where it was. I'm just not a huge fan of retailers. Like again, I sold all my Walmart, I sold all my Costco, sold all my Target. I'm probably gonna sell all my Ulta. Like I could be wrong on this play. Especially because I actually went to Costco today, and I've never seen more people in a Costco in the middle of the day than I did today, like in my entire life. So, retail might not be dying, but I just
It is good to
have this
see
bad
these.
feeling about it.
It is good to see these companies rip from earnings because we know that the
Mhm.
economy's doing well. So I mean,
Mm,
it's it's good to
I
see.
think it's an inflation thing because all the prices are going up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So obviously they're reporting higher earnings. But then
Yeah,
again, if
I mean, it could be
margins are still
both.
good, then that's also that if margins are still healthy or the same or better, then it's not just
Yeah.
inflation.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um,
What do we think about like? Do we think that we're in an overall bull market and that we're still like healthy and everything economically is looking good, or do you think that we're kind of getting toppy here?
I think things are good, but I think they're very fickle. Like if bad news comes out from wherever, whether it's tariffs, whether it's wars, whether it's something like that, I think the market would react really positive, really negatively.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's kind of like I don't want to say a total House of Cards foundation, but I think it's like shaky ground because still the tariff issue is still there. Um, I mean, just frankly, like you just even look at like the state of the country, like politically. I mean, the polarization is getting worse. Like
Yeah.
I think I saw a poll come out that 0% of Democrats thought the country was going in the right direction. Like it was actually zero, and like it was, and 76% of Republicans were like it's going in the right direction. That's the widest gap Gallup has ever recorded in history. So you just have weird stuff like that happening. You have ICE cracking down on people. Like a lot of people are self-deporting because they're opting to take the $1,000 or the few $1,000s and like get out and then reapply a few years later. So um, I think that's going to affect retail more than anything. That was kind of my thesis. Um, so yeah, I think there's so many factors. People are saying this is a strong economy. I don't disagree, but I don't think it's very foundationally sound just because there's so many issues potentially. I mean, you even have crypto. Like if Bitcoin gets big enough, I think it would just disrupt the regular non-crypto economy personally. Because imagine a Bitcoin's worth $500,000. The people who don't have Bitcoin, it's going to become a real, real problem.
You
I
think the
think
wealth
so.
gap's gonna be even bigger because when if Bitcoin does get to those prices?
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin concentration is extreme. People don't realize how extreme it is because um, people have like different wallet addresses. So there's like, oh, this one wallet has like 20 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin, and you don't know that the same person owns like 100 different wallet addresses, and actually has 100x what do you think they have? And that's really how most people in crypto operate. No one uses one wallet for everything. Um, so I think it's just gonna get weird. And I think that's gonna be a potential issue. Again, if you have it, it's good, you know. Uh, but if you
Yeah.
don't, it's I think it's gonna be a real problem for a lot of people. So yeah, there's just like so many things. Again, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just like again continuing to be like cautiously optimistic. I don't
Yeah.
think we're like in the clear and we're gonna be like sailing into the sunset and everyone's gonna keep beating earnings. I don't think that's like realistic.
Yeah, I'm like pretty pessimistic overall. It feels all very House of Cardsy. There might be another rip if we have a drop in rates, but there's just too many like pieces that feel like it's all being held together by like just some tape and some string. Um, Most interested in real estate, I think, with like a lot of that being my day to day. But it's like all these stocks like ripping on like the small hint of a rate drop. I don't know. It just feels like
Yeah, everything's
the
so overreactive. It's crazy.
yeah, like the opportunity to see like the entire market keep going up like this, it just doesn't feel like it's going to continue, um, you know, for the long term.
Yeah, yeah. I think profit taking is going to be important. But I mean, again, if things if inflation like starts going out of control again, and just asset prices keep going up, because again, like if companies keep like posting revenue, like record revenue numbers, revenue numbers because of inflation, like technically the share prices should still keep going up because people are always going to be looking for like yield and returns and everything like that. So, um, I
I
think it
mean, I
would be a
think
mis. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think with the rate cuts, it will get better with the markets are gonna do well and everything like that. But I think eventually, like when it comes to, they're saying they're pricing in like two rate cuts this year or something. Um, by next year, if they're not doing any rate cuts and if they're pausing or like even doing hikes, that's when I see everything coming back down. Depending on how
Yeah.
inflation looks, because cutting the rates is
If there's a
tends
rate
to
cut, I mean, the market
drive.
is just going to get clipped, realistically. Um, and again, the problem
If
with
there's a
rate
rate
cuts is
cut, the
that,
market's gonna get clipped.
oh, sorry, a rate hike, a rate hike.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think rates are high. It's just weird that that the 10 year is like still high, and that
What do you want the
well, obviously that's
10 year to
really
be like 2%?
no. I think the 10 year at 3, maybe the 20 at like 3.5, 3.7, 30 at like
3.7. I think it
4.
was at 4.2 today.
I mean, it's a delta there, right? So, um, I don't know. This interest rate stuff is like really high level to the point where it's like, if you actually think about it, it's kind of like all stupid because like it's just, a private organization just deciding like how much money they're gonna print and what rates are gonna be lent at and all that stuff. So like, uh, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that meme with the bell curve, where the really stupid person and the really high IQ person are like, yeah, the Fed is like, this doesn't make sense. And then the midwit is like, well, you don't understand monetary policy, you know, like that whole thing. And it's just like, yeah, this actually doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. But it is what it is. So it's just really, I don't know, it's just tough to make decisions based off of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Like I'm just cautious. Like I'm just making sure like I'm taking profits on things that look really frothy. Like Ulta, when it hit like 560, 570, I was like, I gotta sell some of this stuff. If iron goes to like $70, I mean I have to sell, unless some crazy stuff happens where their
Well, that's why
business
I've been I've
gets
been
into it.
that's why I've been kind of hesitant on buying like companies like Nebius. Like I would love to buy, but like at these prices or even like Robinhood, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold the companies like Nvidia, even though or like Palantir for long term or AMD. But even with like Robinhood and I don't know, it's just like it is kind of frothy, like you said, and um, that's when those value companies come into play, like Adobe or like even like PayPal, right?
Yeah.
Google,
Yeah, and they've
Meta,
been slashing
GE.
UNH. I mean, a company I've been adding to is CNC, Centene. It's like a managed healthcare company. Um, I mean, it's just trading like dirt cheap. Again, its business is getting effed over because of like the Medicaid cuts, which again I think is good. There's just been so much like abuse with all that stuff. Um, but I just don't think that's ever gonna go away. So I don't really like think that's a
Did you end up
dying.
adding UPS?
Yep, added UPS.
Good.
Um,
Yeah,
like right
UPS is a
around this
good company
price.
for those things too. If the
Yeah, I
market
think
comes
UPS is
down.
going to go robot heavy in the next few years. Um,
Interesting.
and if it doesn't have that union contract, which is like which is like really expensive for them, like really really expensive, I think the share price would recover. It's not like the most obvious value play at like $87. I think it was at $70. It would be like really really no brainer because like the floor is like $60 probably 65. Um, but again, I think it's like a valued strong legacy brand. It's like
Yeah.
very hard to lose money, I think, over the next few years. You might not make a ton of money. That's the problem. Like UPS could go from like 87 to like 92
Yeah, you
the
might
next
have
year.
your,
Yeah.
you might put like can allocate cash somewhere better, but UPS is kind of
Yeah.
a safer bet than,
Yeah, I view it as pretty safe. I view it as pretty safe. I don't think you're I think best case scenario is like a 2.5x in the next like 3 to 4 years. Best case scenario. So like you compare that to Iron where it's been like a 5x in 4 months, you know? It's just on different
yeah.
levels. But I think
There's just too many names performing like that though. That's the problem. Like there's too many. You got to think about all these retail stocks like Oscar, Iron, like Ondis, whatever, just performing like crazy. All these people making money, and it's like, it's got to end. Like these IPO rips, like
yeah.
it's getting to the point that it's like it doesn't feel like euphoric, but it just feels like it's getting easy mode. It's becoming
When
easy
things
mode.
get too easy, yeah, I don't like it.
It's
I don't
becoming
like it at
easy.
all.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Have
yeah,
you looked
things
in
are.
Keurig at all?
No, I looked at it a
KDP?
little bit. Honestly, based off the brief technicals, again, it's like there's like so many opportunities. It's like another, oh, look, legacy brand company bottoming out, like might be a good like turnaround point.
Yeah.
Um, it looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen, but I just didn't do the research yet.
Yeah. Well, the gist of it is they bought Pete's Coffee. They acquired Pete's Coffee. I don't know if you're aware of. They're pretty good. Like they're pretty big brand. I think they're pretty good. But they acquired
Yeah, it
them
was a
because
mega
Keurig.
deal. It was like $18 billion or something, right?
Yeah, but they took on a
Wow.
bunch of debt, so that's why
I've
it
never
like
even heard
tanked.
of Pete's Coffee. Wow.
They're pretty big. It was, dude. There was
They're like
Pete's
Starbucks of
Coffee.
California.
Yeah, there was
Wow.
actually Pete's Coffee cafe at UMass.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't drink coffee, so that's probably why. I don't know.
Oh, whatever. But Keurig's not in like the coffee like area. They're kind of just they acquired Green Mountain, which is the coffee that the Keurig pods, but they're not really in like the coffee space. So that's why they acquired Pete's because they're having a hard time actually getting supply of coffee. So they're trying to kind of like disturb that space, but that's why the stock went down a bunch because of they acquired Pete's and people not thinking that they can pretty much disturb the space. I think they just have to scale horizontally on product because I think um, their main where they make the money is the pods. It's not even the machines. They lose money on the machines.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
there's so many opportunities. I'm really still trying to trim down my portfolio. Like this is like a real problem I have of just having too many companies. Because like I just see I'm like, oh, this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity. And I hate realizing like really big capital gains like percentage wise. But I'm honestly even considering selling Netflix pretty soon because I only have like a few shares and I don't like I don't know. I just feel like the ceiling is coming up. A lot of people really disagree with that. Thinking about selling Roku because again, I don't know. There's like smaller positions I have that I just kind of want to get out of, but like I don't want to sell it today and then like it's up 40-50% in the next year or so.
well,
So
that's yeah, that's the risk that
yeah, but it's also like becoming impossible for me to manage like all the positions I have.
What's
I don't know
your
if any of you
historical number at, you think?
like 40 to 50 at least.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like actually more because I have a lot of really small positions back from like 2018, 19, 20, 17.
Wait, 40 to
Like
50 positions?
that's like I would consider. Yeah, and then there's some more like really like small ones,
Holy
like just like a
shit.
few
Yeah, that's
shares
a
of
lot.
this. I know. So it's
I
too
have
much.
like, I think I have like 17, 18, something like that.
I would love to get under 25. But I just look at this and like there's almost nothing I want to sell. Um,
Yeah.
so
I
it's
mean,
it's kind of like
dude,
a
even
tricky
being
one.
at like, how many do I have? I think even at being at like 17, I'm still like, yeah, I'm at 17. Like, I'm still like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's the issue. Like for me, the only two things, the three things I need to like improve is like portfolio construction, like having less small positions, sizing heavier, and high conviction plays, and then just like not being afraid to sell just because of the tax issues. Um,
yeah.
Once I do those three, it's just like, I mean, it's probably like game over almost. Because I
Yeah, you
it's like
can't be
almost
afraid.
infinite money. It's like what Charlie Munger and Buffett did almost like that you just can keep buying and selling and buying and selling and buying and holding. Like it's just over.
I think
So
you just can't be afraid of the tax implication because of like, you know, what if you're like, oh, this is a great time to take profits, I'm satisfied or whatever,
yeah,
and then everything just like, you know, you lose out on all those gains. It's not even worth it.
yeah. The tax. I mean, the tax issue is real though.
Oh,
I mean,
I know, yeah. I mean,
37%.
how many are you talking about short term or long term? Or just
Short term
or
mostly.
both? Oh, short term.
Like I'm very anti short term gains unless it's like like, unless I'm like going into it like this is why sometimes I take options contracts because like with Snap, I have options contracts. I have no desire to own Snap anymore, and I'm like I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna have to pay short term gains or losses, whatever. But I don't like sometimes I'll like trick myself almost like, oh, let me just wait a few more months until it's a long term gain. And that's kind of what happened with Victoria's Secret. I bought it at like 17 and went to like 45, and then I was waiting, and then it just crashed down to like $15, and now it's at like 23. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
like if
it's just
Iran went to $70 overnight, like you're gonna be like, oh yeah, cool. But
yeah,
then
but
if
I
it
already have enough like long term shares in that, so and contracts. I would
all right,
definitely be
bad
selling.
example.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, like an example like Zeta or something, a recent buy or UPS, like it would be very hard for me to like want to sell until like the long term gains are hit.
Yeah.
But
I sold a couple things short term that I wish that I didn't. Um, Celsius being one of them.
yeah,
Elf being one of them, for sure. I felt overwhelmed with managing different all these positions. Honestly, that's why
it literally is overwhelming. That's why I'm trying to like get out of them because it's like
yeah,
I mean I'm spending like this is my main focus. Um,
yeah.
but it
But I
also
didn't want to sell
takes
Elf.
a lot
That
of
was
time.
the thing. But like I just had to consolidate because I was overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I need to make some serious tweaks. But yeah, like I have like 9 shares of Ferrari, and it's like, you know, like I'm gonna have to sell once it hits 500. I'm just gonna sell it once it hits 500 again because like I don't want to
Ferrari.
add to it, but it's still like a great business. But like there's no point of holding 9 shares.
I mean, bro. I mean, you know, we can if if you want to buy great businesses. I mean, you can have a portfolio of like 100 plus companies.
Yeah, well that's
That's like what
great.
the S&P is. I mean, really, like, in a way, like S&P
Yeah.
is like a 500 great business. I have great businesses.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the issue with the S&P is the weighting, and like there's so many like laggards in there. The weighting I don't love. It's literally just by market cap, where it's like for me, I rather have like a small company make up the same as a big company if they're both like really good. That was always my issue with index funds. Um,
We're just trying
because
to
otherwise,
unload
yeah,
our cash into high performing, you know, stocks and beat the S&P. I think that's just the goal. I
yeah.
think if we can beat it by a good amount every year, I think we're happy.
Are any of you guys familiar with AMAT, Applied Materials?
No.
AMAT.
Hmm.
Oh, AMAT.
That's like Yeah. There's like a few I'm thinking of selling. AMAT's one I'm thinking of selling. Also Diageo, the British alcohol company. Um, I'm
Have you
like
seen
almost break even on both of those, pretty much.
Have you seen Win? Like
I like Win,
Win
yeah.
Resort?
I like Wins. I have
Bro,
a
so
little bit.
Jeremy was like obsessing over this, and I never bought it, but it's been like going crazy lately.
Yeah, I'm up on it pretty nice. I think because I've recently been in Vegas a few times. Wynn is
Yeah.
like the most premier like property in Vegas, and it's
Yeah.
very upscale. It's very high quality. Steve Wynn is like a serious guy. He's like
And
the
they own the
only.
Aria too, right?
No, they own the Encore.
The Encore,
Aria is
sorry.
MGM.
Encore,
Yeah.
Encore.
So like Steve Wynn is like the only owner I would know out of any other like casino company. Maybe Sheldon Allison. Well, he's passed away now, but so I think the brand there is really strong, and they have like that big project in Saudi. Um, so yeah, I think Wynn's good, but it's like I wouldn't be buying at these prices anymore. I think it's like
Yeah,
coming
not
back.
really. Yeah, not anymore.
But one thing I've actually been buying, so I actually sold a few Coinbase shares above 400. And I actually pretty much rebought all of that around 300. I think Coinbase is like trading at like very fair prices right now. Um, considering like what Circle is trading at and like what Bullish is trading at. Um, I don't know. Again, I'm not like jumping into that because I think the opportunity to do that was like at $50 to $150 to like really buy up all the shares. But I don't think it's like awful at 300 considering it was at 450 in June, July when Bitcoin was like way lower than it is now. Or yeah, still like way lower than the all-time highs.
The problem is just I think eventually, Coinbase was talking about doing stocks and whatnot, and I think they will make that pivot because the overall stock just goes too much, one to one with Bitcoin in the whole crypto market.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
what if you
not
hear
anymore.
about?
It's kind of decoupled, honestly. That's kind of
You
that was
think?
a little bit of the point. Yeah, I mean, look at the chart. It's
No,
definitely
I get it, but
decoupled. I
it's
mean,
it's performing. It's still performing in an uptrend compared to crypto. Like, if crypto was tanking right
of
now and
course. Well,
everyone
well,
was
well,
bearish,
Coinbase has to. I mean, like, there's no world where Coinbase is gonna like do well if crypto is struggling. If people aren't
I think
using
they
Coinbase
can
to
eventually. I
buy,
think they just have to
no,
add
it's
more to their
impossible.
business.
No, it's impossible.
It's
Like, think about it
impossible.
this way, like, if people aren't buying crypto, Coinbase is not making money or not making nearly as much money. So I think it's just like it's not a one-to-one, but it's like, if like say like people stop buying stocks, like Robinhood's obviously going to go down, even if they have banking services and XYZ. Um, I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts? And we have a couple of minutes. My computer's about to die. I actually have been selling my banking stocks. Like these are like small positions that I've owned for a long time, like PNC. Thinking about selling Capital One. The only problem is with Capital One, like I didn't even realize how I'm up like 340% since I bought back in 2020. And I was reading or listening to something where I forget who it was, but it was like a heavy hitter, someone really serious, where they were saying that like AI might actually make financial services like even like financial service companies might have the most like outsized win from AI long term because it would cut down on like so many of their expenses. Before that, I was like ready to sell pretty much everything besides JP Morgan. Now I'm kind of like second guessing myself a little bit. I don't know if you guys have any like thoughts or if you guys hold any like financial services stocks.
The only banking stock I own is Bank of America, and their dividends pay out pretty well, so I'm just holding them. It's Bank of America. I mean, I don't really think too much about it.
Yeah, I'm a long-term holder for Goldman and JP Morgan. I just feel like, in the end, these guys are closest to the sources of power. They're going to do what's right for them. They're so like they're all their bankers are so incentivized with stock and phantom options. So it's like for that to just completely for that to completely go away, it feels highly unlikely.
Yeah.
And Goldman's like crushed it over the past 5 years. So I think, these are like long-term holds for me. I don't see a reason to necessarily sell them. I think they're always going to slightly outpace the market. Will they like completely rip? Probably not, but I think they'll always be slightly outpacing.
Yeah, wow. I have not looked at Goldman in a while. Holy crap. Wow. It's just a mover.
I mean, these guys, who's like close? I mean, they're the Fed chair boards, like the head of the like every person in government like is likely attached to them over the in some way, shape, or form. Again, it's not going to be like crazy returns, but I mean, past 5 years up almost 300%. It's like, all right, it's not bad.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna buy it. I'll just definitely hold with JPM though, because I do feel the same way about J. I think they're just like the dominant player in the space. But it was interesting what Rohan. That was. Right.
I think his computer died.
Yeah,
Was
I think that's.
saying
Oh, it's like in and out.
small.
Let's just end it anyways. I
taking a
gotta
look
go.
at
I'm gonna go to bed.
Because I know they got distributed.
Ben.
Oh, damn. Oh,
Ben,
you
I
guys
think
hear
you
me?
totally. No, you dropped off a little bit.
Alright.
I
All
think
right, take care.
Yeah, take it easy, Justin.
See you, dude.